So is RVing, has it been deemed unessential? So this recent CV-19 closed down, it has been quite eye-opening to see how they would respond, and I still haven't figured out how they decided what was essential, what wasn't essential. Because to me, being outside, whether it's in a park or a beach, to me that's pretty essential. But I guess as far as our government is concerned, it wasn't. And we have noticed in some states they even tried to deem that living in a trailer was unessential. So if you're a full-time RVer, that could be quite a problem. We were in Southern California near Victorville, and they're actually wanting to close the campground, and this is a place where people have lived for years, and we're fortunate that they refused to comply to that. And I just think that this really is an important issue to really talk about, because this could affect RVing in the future if people want to choose to have this lifestyle. This really kind of shows you, you know, that certain things are just not important. And to me it's like, well, why, you know, why is that? You know, I just kind of asked that question. Why do we deem certain places to be important but other places are not to be important? And it looked like the way that they were doing things, it was almost as if to just make people sicker, to funnel people into just one place, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And as you can see here, we're the only ones at this park right now. We've had a couple people drive by, and even yesterday people were out fishing, but nobody was, you know, on top of each other. There was people fishing all along the shore. But just to close everything down all over the country, even campgrounds. And it was just sort of disheartening, because we had to drive across the country and we wanted to get out and stretch our legs, but these national parks and state parks were all closed down. And we thought it was really telling that one of the parks, Big Bend in Texas, I believe, National Park, literally says on it, in its description, about like the best isolation in the country, but then they close it. It just doesn't seem to make sense to close such large spaces where people can get out and get fresh air. But I think this is definitely going to have effect on the community, and you know what will happen in the future, because you know the CV-19 is essentially going away, and this wasn't really the first time we've ever, you know, have these sort of problems. I think that for me this is something very personal and that I know so well about, you know, on a personal level, is that my family's kind of deemed me as unessential. And this is of course not about my own personal story or anything, but I know where this goes from here. And it doesn't matter, you know, what you do or how many years or whatever changes. Once that view is set in, it doesn't seem that nothing matters. So now that people's jobs or activities or their just very livelihood is now decide, well, that's not essential. And it's like, well, who gets to make these decisions? And how is this then going to affect everyone to be able to just, you know, to live their own life the way that they feel necessary to live it? Because now it's like, well, what are you going to do, you know? Because to us, being in nature is so important. This is something we've always done, and we would never have thought they would just close nature down and say that's closed. And this isn't the first time. When we drove across the country 2 years ago, they decided to close all national parks. And that was one of the big reasons for us to go out west, was to see national parks. So this is not something that new that they were doing, but I think that this definitely needs to be discussed. And I know that there are other people protesting in the country, but I think that this is another issue that really needs to be brought up, is that, you know, we have a certain rights within this country to pursue things that we think are worthwhile. And how do we have somebody, a governor or senator, who really doesn't know who you are, you know, and decide for you what is important for your family and what's not important? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think about this? Do you think there's going to be much of a future for RVing? Because I know out west, you know, they're doing whatever they can to keep people from living in their RVs. This is one of the reasons why they made the rules of 10 years or less. And some places are, we went to one place that wanted a credit application for us to stay. Now, of course, we're staying monthly. Now, if you're sort of more flexible and you're kind of just can stay a couple of days here or there, that might be not as affect you as much. But maybe a couple years down the road, we don't know how this is all going to play out. And I think it's important to right now to say, look, this is important to us. We need these open spaces. You know, this is something that we think is valuable, and it's a worthwhile lifestyle to live. And that's, you know, what we believe in. And one of the reasons why we got rid of the sticks and brick buildings is to have that more freedom. And now it's like, well, we're going to take that away. So let me know in the comments below. I love to hear what you all think about it, about what's essential, not essential. I know so many people have been affected, and it's pretty heart-wrenching to see how people's lives are just being ruined. And I'm full aware that, you know, precautions certainly need to be taken so that people don't get sick. But as somebody that's very familiar with medicine and health and things of that nature, what they have done is the opposite of that. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. We really could use your support, and to subscribe to the channel. YouTube is certainly making that really difficult for channels like ours. They been taking away like subs and things, and making it really hard for us to, you know, share our message and to really get this these videos out to people and get people to think and discuss these things. And if you want to hear more of it, push the bell notification.